Good evening, everyone. What's up? Just ate a satisfying meal, topped it off the easy desserts. It's Mr. Hata speaking. The butt is back. Today's video was a request by Jonathan Pickles. Sorry if Tower TriStar 2's back cannot make this video. He's on another call with Mr. Davini yet again, but it's going to be a rant on one of the newer Spongebob episodes from about a month ago. And this episode is called Sanctuary. What a vague term. That's it? They just call it Sanctuary? Even the title is too short for this type of episode. Sanctuary. That's it? One word describing a whole title? Not very descriptive, is it? No way, Jose. But, the episode starts off in a timely manner, but since when has SpongeBob walked Gary? SpongeBob hasn't walked Gary in many years. Since when does he do that? And when he adopts one pet snail and a couple babies, Patrick Blabs does not keep his mouth shut. He tells everyone, all since the Bikini Bottom, that SpongeBob will take care of those snails, and they all send their snails to him. Seriously, the citizens of Bikini Bottom are so selfish, heartless, lazy, dim-witted that they couldn't take care of their own pets, so they made SpongeBob take care of them? What? Did they even care about SpongeBob? Nope, they just care if their pet is safe. Wow, way to go, citizens of Bikini Bottom. And then, meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab, sorry if the whole episode's not described, only watched it once. Squidward has to take a bunch of orders because SpongeBob won't get his butt in gear to the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs, who is the restaurateur, won't take care of his property. He makes Squidward do it because Squidward's his punchbagger slave. Way to go, Mr. Krabs. How to treat one's employee who works his butt off and gets little to no pay. Even Mr. Krabs is ill-mannered. He's making Squidward do his work because he's the boss. The restaurateur has more responsibility than the cashier. The cashier is one aspect of the restaurant, and the restaurateur has to work the most hours and does the most work in the restaurant and has the most dedication out of his employees because he's at the top of the food chain, literally. Yet he wouldn't budge to his expectations. And since when has Squidward even cooked the grill? In the episode Sweet and Sour Squid, he mentioned he hadn't cooked the grill for 20 years, and yet he's cooking the grill now. It didn't show that because they were too lazy to put that in. And Squidward is ill. Didn't explain why he's ill, but then he's even more ill the next day because he's allergic to snails. What? That is what a pack of lies. Liar, liar, pants on fire. When is Squidward allergic to snails? Squidward is not allergic to snails. He babysat Gary once. He's been licked and touched by Gary. He faked it. Well, he was in that one episode about Gary biting him in season 4, but that wasn't really an illness. But that is a lie to create an episode, yet again, as most of the episodes have done in the past. And recently. More recently, though. Can it get any worse? Yeah, Mr. Krabs still makes Squidward work even when he's sneezing and getting more ill. Yeah, Mr. Krabs won't do any work until Squidward leaves and gets more ill. And he wants SpongeBob to come back, yet SpongeBob is taking care of all snails. Even SpongeBob is irresponsible. And yet SpongeBob said no. SpongeBob should have gotten fired for that, yet he didn't. And Mr. Krabs has to take care of the restaurant himself for the rest of the episode without being shown. After that incident, which is forgotten of by now, SpongeBob's already taken care of all his pets. Squidward becomes more ill, He requests that those snails get taken away for protection, yet SpongeBob rejects it, and it's a miracle that he's accepted for that. Squidward calls him on a second notice because they refused to cooperate with his request, and they get taken to the snail center by a friendly person named Bob Barnacle, and he said those were his snails. Wait, how are those his snails if they belong to the citizens of Bikini Bottom? And before that, Patrick disguised himself into a snail. Patrick? What on earth was he thinking? The only snail that remains at SpongeBob's house is Gary, and Patrick is taken away. They can't even tell the difference between Patrick and a snail, the characters. And then SpongeBob runs to get Patrick. The end. What a boring waste of an episode. This episode was very similar to A Pal for Gary, Pet Sitter Pat. One was a teenage Gary, and Gary in Love, and several other episodes relating to snails. But this one had to be the most boring out of all these episodes. Even Pet Sitter Pat and A Pal for Gary, the most hated episodes, including Gary, were more entertaining than this episode. This episode did not capture one's mind, beginning to end. It wasn't interesting. It was just about taking care of snails, and that's it. And it's Mr. Krabs being a phony as usual. Squidward getting mistreated. SpongeBob being overreacting. Patrick being a doofus as usual. There wasn't much difference with this episode than many of the other episodes. Normal behaviors, normal randomness, abusive randomness again. SpongeBob never walks his pet. How did all and the sanctuary or whatever, the snail center, that's not going to be brought up in any other episode after this. 100% promise it won't be. Like every other episode, each idea is scrapped for good. Squidward's not going to be allergic to snails in other episodes. And he's not going to be working a grill probably. And the snails are never going to be brought up or mentioned again, not even the snail center. So, a very abusive toward randomness. And an overall monotonous episode. Full of monotony, one says. Episode, avoid it, stay away. But that's all there's to say for this rant on this poor excuse of an episode. See you in the next video. Good night.